Roman's Weekend Best.
Pinch Punch is the first of the month, and you're pinching yourself when you see the guest that we've got in store for you today.
Yeah, first up, he swapped a career in the classroom for a career on comedy. Romesh Ranganathan.
And it was actually buy one, get one free at the Comedy Store, so we got comedian and regular Bake Off contestant tormentor. It's Tom Allen!
Yeah.
Stop it.
And if two comedy legends weren't enough, dropping in for a virtual chat is musical comedian extraordinaire, Bill Bailey.
Hello!
Hello.
Hey. Now, look, as usual, we kick off the show with a little bit of a musical question. What was the #1 song on this day back in 1996? Romesh, I know you're a big hip-hop fan. Can you remember the state of hip-hop around that time?
I don't remember hip-hop being massive in the UK charts in the late 90s. What I do remember, though, sort of betraying my hip knowledge, that Backstreet Boys were doing big
they were
things
great,
around
weren't
then,
they? Yeah.
Backstreet Boys, yeah. It was a good shout.
Yeah, so...
I mean, I wasn't great on 90s music. I was a teenager at that point, but I was more into the work of Noel Coward. But I want to say something like All That She Wants Is Another Baby. She's gone tomorrow, but all she wants
Yeah, OK.
is another baby.
Yeah, sure.
It's a harrowing song, really. But, sad song. But,
but on that sad note, that's what you're choosing for #1 on the order.
Yeah, that's what I've read about that time.
Though?
Huh?
Who was that?
Ace of Base?
Ace of Base, I want to say, yeah.
That straight up.
I want to say... Ace of Base.
Ace of Base, I believe.
Well, look, the answer is, in fact... yeah.
Really?
Absolute.
I thought this was a Christmas #1.
No. So on this day in 1996, the course of pop history was obviously changed forever when Girl Power was born and the Spice Girls' debut single, Wannabe, went to #1. The song, Tom, maybe this is why you think so, the song spent 7 weeks at #1.
7 weeks. Christmas is more than 7 weeks.
I know, but leads into Christmas.
Leads into Christmas.
Yeah. Hey, well, look, in the process of it all, it made Ginger, Posh, Scary, Baby and Sporty into global superstars, each member having their own unique nickname. But what I would quite like to know, lads, if you were part of the Spice Girls, what would be your Spice nickname?
Oh. Do you know what yours would be, Romesh? I think mine would be like Coriander or something like that.
Coriander.
Coriander Spice.
Coriander Spice?
Yeah, like the seeds, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Very good.
Go Coriander Spice.
I'm expecting big things now.
I feel like it's either Old Spice or Mixed Spice are the two.
I think I'll probably be something like Indifferent Spice.
Indifferent Spice.
I do turn up and stuff, but don't really commit.
Yeah. Kind of half does the dance.
Yeah.
Now, Tom Allen has made a career out of his unique style of sharp, acerbic wit, hosting shows including The Apprentice, You're Fired, and Bake Off and Extra Slice. So when ITV needed a host to berate celebrities on their new show, Cooking with the Stars, he was the best person for the job.
Yes.
Whoa.
Tom, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
That is a lovely introduction. Thank you very much. It's myself and Emma Willis on that show, and we have a lovely time.
What is it about that show that's so popular? I mean, it is brilliant. I love it.
Well, Cooking with the Stars, it's the first time it's ever been done before. Emma and I had never worked together before, and there's something about it, celebs learning how to cook with celebrity chef mentors. You'd think that they would just doss about and not take it seriously, but actually they're very competitive. And there's this great energy about it. They really want to prove themselves to their mentors and don't want to look foolish in front of the great British public. And it's really, we've been amazed that it's done really well. People seem to really love it, and so yeah, it's been brilliant.
There's something about watching people being so stressed. That's fun.
Well, that's the thing. Watching it as well, you go, I'm sure I could do that. I'm sure I could do that. How hard could it be making a mayonnaise from scratch while you've got me talking to you like, tell us about your samba, Shirley. It's actually, when you're there, it's very stressful, and actually you do get to see the real person, because you know, when someone's concentrating on something, they do let slip that they're very stressed or that they're very emotional, or they tell you about some trauma they've experienced.
Especially the celebs, because they forget they're on telly, don't they?
Yeah.
Because they're under pressure.
And you see the real version of them, so you know, like, not that you don't see it anyway, but you see a real vulnerable side to them, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know, like with Johnny Vegas. It's very vulnerable in our show. And, you know, he's so funny anyway. Yeah. And he likes to bring all the chat. But actually, and he's working with Rosemary, and she does not take any prisoners. She does not suffer fools, and so she really takes him to task. Johnny, shouting at him, and he just absolutely wanted to prove himself to her.
Johnny and Rosemary together are just like the best couple.
I know, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I want them to be around a fire pit going, the person I've chosen to couple up with is Rosemary. Do you know what I mean?
That would rate him.
Yeah, mate.
Oh, he's got a load up his sleeve. So we've got a clip from next week's episode. Let's have a look.
Harry Judd, the Juddernaut. How are you?
I'm good.
Where are you up to here?
Moutard sauce.
Chicken a la moutarde.
Chicken a la moutarde. Here's my chicken. The most important thing about this dish is poaching the chicken in the sauce.
The judges did mention that you haven't tasted your dish. You keep sticking your nose in,
No,
but you won't
I
stick
know,
your tongue
because
in. Why don't you try a bit right now?
Yes,
Why don't you get
good
a spoon?
idea. Here we
Where's
go.
the spoon?
Here we go.
Tasting. It's tasting. Yes.
What does it taste like?
Too much wine?
Just keep stirring it, I say.
keep staring at it.
Just keep stirring it, I say. I mean, I don't know why I didn't become
Are
a
you
chef
calm in the
myself.
kitchen?
No, I'm terrible. I'm rubbish. But I don't let them know that. I behave. That's a good lesson for life. You know, if you carry yourself with a certain degree of authority, people will listen to you.
Yeah.
Look at the government.
Yeah.
But I just sort of carry myself with this authority, and people seem to listen. And so far, it's worked. But Harry Judd, bless him, so handsome, such a handsome man, but gets a bit nervous in the kitchen with sharp knives.
Yeah, he cut himself really bad.
Stabs himself. At one point, he looked like a mummy.
It was a bloodbath.
Oh, it was
wasn't
it was like American Psycho. It was so much blood on our set.
On a very handsome man.
On a very handsome. But
Yeah.
he's a very handsome man. He's had a very charmed life, so it's fine. Yes.
But you know, watching people cook isn't your main job. Me and Ro, we know you really as a stand-up.
Oh, yes.
I mean, what do you prefer? Do you prefer presenting or doing stand-up?
I like them both in different ways. I like people and I like life, and so I guess stand-up and the television shows I've got to present have both involved that. So I don't know, I just like people's peculiarities and their quirks, so that's what I tend to.
Yeah.
Was that always the original plan then, to do stand-up?
Well, no. When I was a teenager, I always thought I wanted to be a butler.
Butler?
Yeah.
No.
Because it was either that or possibly a Church of England vicar, because you get a free house and you get to wear a dress. Being a butler, I thought, and high ceremony. I like a bit of ceremony. And I thought, a butler, you don't have to worry about your own, woe, or, any insecurity you have yourself, because you're just constantly bringing somebody else something. And I thought that would be great, and I'll be a bit like, like what's his name in Downton Abbey, or Anthony Hopkins in Remains of the Day. I thought I'll be like that. But in truth, being 15 years old in suburban Bromley, there isn't that much call for butlers. So I found I had to find a different way.
Yeah. Romesh, what did you want to be when you were a kid then?
People to stop laughing at me. I was just trying to get on with my normal life. I didn't really know, to be honest with you. Like, I did do stand-up when I was like 9 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I went on holiday with my family to Pontins, and they had this talent competition, and so I went and did stand-up there because I love stand-up so much. But my parents, they didn't see just stand-up didn't feel like a viable. It felt like so far away from realms of possibility. So I just started doing other things, and that's why I ended up coming to stand-up quite late in my life, relatively speaking.
Hey, well, look, I mean, Tom, talking about kind of where you started, everything like that, you've written a lot of it down in your brand new book.
Ah, well.
You've got here, No Shame. I mean, what made you want to write the book?
Well, I'd always kept a diary as a teenager, and I'd always felt like a bit of an outsider, as I say, in suburban Bromley. And so, with lockdown last year, it gave me the chance to actually sit down and put it on the page. And I recommend it to anybody, actually. Anything that might seem like a big event in your teenage years, if you put it down on the paper, suddenly it kind of reduces in its frighteningness, and you can laugh at it and process it. Yeah. So I very much enjoyed that. And it's been nice because I felt like an outsider, and I thought I was the only one, but other people have related to it since and gone, I felt like that. I felt like that.
So you're talking about, obviously, growing up South London. You said it was a little bit of a roller coaster. I mean, what was it like?
Well, a roller coaster makes it sound quite exciting, Roman. It was suburbia in the 90s. I mean, the Spice Girls was pretty much the most exciting thing that happened, and I always just sort of wanted it to be slightly more exciting than it was. So kind of, you know, the summer holidays, I didn't know what to do with myself, so I started going to the library and learning about etiquette. I take out etiquette manuals, which were really designed for, like, I don't know, like housewives in the 1920s. and I sort of thought of myself as that Hyacinth Bouquet, started spending all my birthday money on fish knives and elaborate napkins to fold, and just was so peculiar and weird in my way, and yet just sort of kind of thought, well, this is the way I am. I've just got to be like it. And I felt kind of like...
Just got to be like it.
I just got to be like it. You just got to be...
Oh, this is life now. Fish knives and bouquets, yeah.
And my parents were like, well, you got all the fish knives for. Oh, it's a lot of clearing up now. Yeah. and so... and I tried. There was a guy I really loved, and I really wanted to let him know. And I thought this will be the way. He was clearly straight. I thought this will be the way to let him know by throwing him an elaborate luncheon party, as I insisted on calling it, because he was absolutely bemused. Never seen a fish knife in his life before or since, I imagine. But I sort of thought it was like so cringeable. But I thought, well, if I write it down, maybe other people have had similar experiences in that one.
Yeah.
Relate.
But you talk about your parents a lot in the book, don't you?
Yes.
But you've just moved out of the family home, right?
Yes, finally,
but you've only moved
I know.
3 minutes up the road.
Well, I didn't want to go too far. Yeah, they're 3 minutes, just 3 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I'm only 38. It's very young to move out.
Are you enjoying your space on your own, walking around, you know, cooking what you want?
Walking around, I love walking
scratching
around.
what you want, you know, walking around in the nude, you know, because we all do it.
I've got windows and very salubrious neighbours, so no, I don't behave like that. But I do. I quite like it. I'm still settling in. I think it takes time. I still feel a bit sort of, I don't know, like I'm rattling around in there on my own, like Miss Havisham.
Well, Tom, in trying to be good hosts and to obviously, you know, welcome you to the show, we've got a little housewarming gift.
Yeah.
Just for you.
There we go. That's all for you.
That's lovely. Some napkins.
Take that home.
Oh, we've got the whole set.
Now what is this? It's tied
Have a
up.
look.
Take a look. So we've got...
Oh.
That's a little tea towel. It's a
that's
towel set.
That's a flannel, Romesh.
Yeah,
That's
you
not
could-
a tea towel. Don't ever.
It's a flannel,
Is that what you use to dry up your...
flannel, Tom.
That's a flannel.
Well, you can choose which side you want, front or back.
That's a tea towel. Okay, okay.
We've also
Oh, it's got. Oh, I see. It's got your dad on the other side.
Yes.
Oh, that's great, isn't it? So it's like those towels that have like areas of the body demarcated on them.
Yeah.
I want to know,
careful,
but before
wait.
you say anything, I want to know what Roman thinks this
Be
is.
careful what you want.
All right, next one.
What's that one for?
Oh,
What did you
that's
use that one
that's
for?
a scarf.
That's a scarf. Yeah. That's beautiful. That's a scarf. That's lovely. I'd feel okay. Like I would feel okay drying my face in Martin's nice smiley face. But you look a bit judgy there, if you don't mind
Yeah,
my
I
saying.
know.
That looks
We
a bit,
said that.
a bit sneering, like you're
told
on,
that.
like you work for a radio
I
station.
know. Our
That's
producer
very much
thought
like,
it was a mugshot. Yeah.
That is a bit like,
yeah.
well,
said
actually,
that.
you can do that, but I'm off to a festival. So that's the full size.
That's the
the
full
full size. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and you put your faces right in the middle. So that's dangerous, I think.
Just for you.
I think that's dangerous about where your faces might end up.
I know. Just be careful what you wipe.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God.
I'm just saying.
Dad.
And you can see Tom hosting Cooking with the Stars on ITV Tuesday at 9 o'clock. And his book, No Shame, is out now.
Time for a break, but don't go anywhere because Romesh's turn in the spotlight is coming up next.
Yeah, and reigning Strictly champion Bill Bailey is virtually dropping by. He's going to be talking about his new tour. Yeah. See you in a few minutes.
Wake up now, it's the weekend, and everything will be okay.
Welcome back to Martin and Roman's Weekend Best. We've got Tom Allen and Romesh Ranganathan joining us today. Now, Romesh, Tom, how would you guys like to get your hands on some exclusive Kemp merchandise?
Oh man, would I?
Better
Okay.
than those towels.
Yeah, oh yes, just you wait. Get your competitive hats on as we're going to play a little game now, and there's a lot at stake because if you can beat the Kemps, you'll take home one of these. You guys got a team name?
Well,
We
were thinking
yeah,
something like Rom Tom.
Rom Tom. Like
Rom Tom.
But instead of comedy, it's
Rom Tomageddon.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I was also thinking I could be another Kemp. I could be Ross Kemp.
That feels like a nice way of isolating me
yeah.
from this whole thing. You three are forming a nice little family, are you?
Well, I just thought it
We're
would tie
supposed
in
to be on
with
the
Kemp
team
thing.
together, mate.
Ross Kemp on gangs.
I quite liked Romy Tommy.
Robbie Tommy,
Robbie
that's
Tommy,
a good
there.
one.
Romy Tommies. Okay, all right.
It's not quite Ross Kemp,
all right.
which makes full sense to this whole bit.
All right. It's very early on a Sunday.
Romy Tommy.
Tommy, if you want, it's your guy.
Romy, I'll save it in the middle.
Is this
Romy
supposed-
Tommy on gangs.
Romy Tommy on gang.
Right, on that note, we're going to play a little game. This is one of my favourites. It's called Vowel Movements. Yeah, so let me explain how it works, right? So the cloud is
I
going
don't
to...
like this at all.
The cloud is going to show us a series of famous movies, but all the vowels have been removed from their names. All we need to do is figure out what the correct film title is. Okay, if you think you know the answer, you just simply buzz in, and if you're right, you'll win a point for your team. Does that sound good, guys?
Sounds great.
Do you want to see an example, just quickly?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
actually, very
yeah.
much
Here
so.
you go. That would be...
Titanic.
Let's take a look. It would be indeed.
Probably looked a bit thirsty buzzing on the example.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Let's put some time on the clock, please. We start in 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Toy Story.
good one, Ron.
Yeah.
Good. Let's take a look. Toy Story. Very good. Return of the Jedi. Yes, come on.
Easy.
So competitive with these lads. La La Land.
Let's take a look. Very good.
Oh, did I get it?
Right.
No, I
Right.
buzzed, but you went in it.
Right.
The Devil Wears Prada.
Great.
Very good.
He's a teacher.
He's a teacher. You can tell he's a teacher, Martin.
Next one.
No Country for Old Men.
Let's take a look.
Well done.
Done. Right.
That's good.
The Exorcist.
I'm going so fast. And
Yeah, well, you're not as lavish as me, that's why. Braveheart.
Oh my God.
Let's take
What?
a
Am I
look.
doing it wrong or what? I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. See ya. See ya.
That's how you do it, huh? That's how you do it. Ron Tommy on gang. Yes.
Obviously, I can reveal the winning team is Romy Tommy on gang.
Yes. Come on. That's how we do.
Well, this is it. It does mean that you now will both walk away with a mug each. But in the next game, you'll be playing for this. The teapot.
I don't have a teapot, actually. But I've got one of those hot taps, you know?
Oh, that's very fancy.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Ramesh, you have got so much on at the moment. There's the misadventures of Romesh Ranganathan, there's Judge Romesh, and the Ranganation itself. Now, is it true that you'll only present something if it's got your name on it?
Yeah. The problem is, if that's your full name, when they tweet about it, you've sort of run out of characters before you can describe the show.
we actually had quite a tough choice because when we were looking at all the things that we could talk to you about today, there are so many things, right, that we had to go through. So we had to be able to find a way of getting everything into the show that you wanted to plug.
Sure.
Right? So we've come up with a little idea. We're going to put everything that you wanted to plug onto a spinning wheel and we'll pick at random what to ask you. Does that sound all right?
I am very much looking forward to how social media responds to this.
OK.
You get rid of the whole wheel, mate.
Right, let's spin the wheel, please. OK, first up, we have got the Cynics mixtape. What a place to start.
Yeah.
Very good. I imagine your agent will be happy we're talking about this one first.
Yeah, I think they
you're-
demanded it.
You're heading back out on tour in the autumn. Now, this tour, correct me if I'm wrong, it started in 2019.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're going to
just
finish in
gonna say now,
2025, and
Yeah, I mean, look at the amount of dates. Looking at the dates there,
Yeah.
does it scare you?
No, it doesn't scare you. Like,
Or is it fun?
No, I love touring. I really love touring.
Yeah.
But since 2019, since the last time you did this tour, so much has changed, obviously. Do you change everything in terms of what you were going to do? Because presumably it now talks about the last kind of 18 months.
Yeah, well, I was talking about it to Josh Widdicombe, right? And he's saying to me, you know, how are you feeling about going back on tour? And I said, well, there's just a lot of stuff that was kind of current at the time, doesn't feel current. And then he just said, well, you should try talking about furniture. That never goes out of fashion.
So that's the advice he gave you?
He was just sort of like talk about, you know, he does kind of observational stuff about kind of timeless things, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I've got stuff that it's a bit of a combination of stuff that is out of date and also stuff I just don't ever want to say again. You know, I get so sick of my material so quickly. So enough time's passed, I think I don't want to do that anymore.
Let's spin it again, please.
Spin that wheel.
OK, for the love of hip-hop. This is very good. It's very exciting, Romesh. You're bringing hip-hop to the listeners of Radio 2.
Yes, yeah. Because, well, I'm a massive hip-hop fan, as you know, Roman. And one of my not bugbears, but one of the things I always think about hip-hop is like almost 45 years old. It's like a proper, and it's arguably the biggest genre in the world. But there are people that consider it kind of this newfangled, kind of scary music that they don't want to get involved in. And I just think that, like, I just felt like it doesn't get the legitimacy, do you know what I mean, that it deserves. So we kind of talked to Radio 2 about me kind of basically trying to convert Radio 2 listeners to hip-hop. That is the aim of the show, is to sort of say, I really love it and I want you to love it. Bearing in mind that I still haven't managed to convert my wife to hip-hop, to be honest with you. But yeah, that is the aim of the thing.
Did you grow up on hip-hop then?
Yeah, pretty much. Like somebody left an album at my house, like a mate. That sounds quite sinister. A friend was round and like left a tape around my house, and I listened to it. It's Public Enemy, and I was completely blown away by it. And I just thought, I've never heard anything that sounds like this ever. And then I just started getting into it from there, and then it just became like everything about me became hip hop. It's like in a tragic way. Like, you know, I started listening to it all the time. I started dressing like it, and nobody else in my school was like really into hip hop. So it's just kind of quite sad. And like even to the point where, you know, when the Beastie Boys had the VW badge on a chain. Yeah. So I didn't have a chain, so I wore one on a shoelace. It's so pathetic. Yeah. Sort of bombed around thinking.
I used to have the same thing. I went through a whole phase. I remember my mum taking me to go and see 50 Cent.
Right.
Just me and my mum going to see 50 Cent, right? I was only like 11.
That's right.
11 years old. Me with my mum watching 50 Cent.
I remember going to see Ice-T in Brighton, and I was really excited about going to see him. And it's like, that tour was really controversial because he brought out this song about the police and stuff like that, and everyone was going mad about it. And I was quite nervous about getting in because I was slightly underage to be going to the gig. And so I was trying to act like all sort of grown up, and I was sort of like chatting, like, you know, just like, yeah, I can't wait to go see Iceman. And then when I got to the front, to the door of the place, the guy searched me, about to search me, and he goes, what the hell is this? And he reached to my pocket and pulled out a packet of Hobnobs because I really I had this thing where I really wanted to have, I had to have biscuits on me at all times, just in case you get peckish and stuff.
That's the most gangster you've been.
Yeah, but listen, the bouncer laughed at me. Bouncer laughed at me. People weren't laughing when we were in the gig, and I said, "You feeling peckish?"
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Keep your blood sugar up, mate. It's a long gig.
Yeah. Very good. Hey, well, look, time for a quick break, but when we're back, we'll be spinning the wheel some more to find out what Romesh is plugging next.
Plus, our guests are going to be indulging in a little bit of Sunday therapy and getting a few things off their chest. See you in a few minutes. Welcome back to Martin and Roman's Weekend Best.
Tom Allen and Romesh Ranganathan are here, and shortly Bill Bailey's going to be dropping in from the cloud to tell us about his long-awaited return to the theatre.
Yeah, now Romesh, before the break we were talking about your hip-hop show and your tour, but I think it is time to spin the wheel of plugs. Let's do it.
Let's spin the wheel. There we go. Weakest link.
Oh, the weakest link. Romesh hosting the weakest link. How does that feel? What are you going to bring to it that's different?
Nothing interesting. No, I was worried. Not worried. When they first talked to me about doing a weekest link, I was very excited because I've got to be honest with you. It's the first time my wife has showed any kind of real excitement about anything I've done career-wise, or anything actually personal. I was kind of, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because obviously it's like a massive show, and Anne Robinson and that show are iconic. And so the opportunity to sort of bring it back was exciting. But at the same time, when something's as big as that, you slightly worry. Yeah. You know, you worry about the level of expectation. So I was slightly nervous about it. But we've like run through it and done rehearsals and played around with it. And I'm actually really excited for people to see it. I think we've managed to find a way. Hopefully, we've managed to find a way to please the people that like the show and bring like something new to it. Do you know what I mean?
Are you doing it in the style of Anne Robinson?
Yeah, I'm going to have the wig and bigger glasses and stuff like that. I think it'd be cool.
I mean, doing, obviously, you know, working as a teacher, pop quizzes, did you ever used to do those types of things where it was kind of like quick-fire quizzes to pupils? Is that what you're going to be looking for?
I would often do that. I'll be honest with you, when I did a pop quiz, like a quick-fire quiz, is when the class was irritating me. You know?
Oh,
like,
really?
When you've like, planned a lesson...
My teachers were always doing them.
Yeah, but when you're doing a lesson and then they're just kicking off, you go, right, it's a test. It's a test. Here we go, it's a test. But you get really used to being a teacher. You get really used to ignoring everything, really. I don't think comedy, hosting the weakest link, any of those things are as difficult as teaching fractions to year 9, Friday period 5. Do you know what I mean? Sort of them waiting at the door, looking like the velociraptors at the end of Jurassic Park. Terrifying, man.
Very good. Hey, well, mate, we can't wait to see you in the weakest link. Let's spin the wheel again, please. You've got so many things, Romesh. Right. Now this one,
King
big
Gary.
one. King Gary, the brilliant King Gary, obviously returned for its 2nd series this week. It's been quite the hit.
Yeah. I mean, it's I can't take that much credit for it. I mean, it's Tom Davis and who's a really good mate of mine, and James DeFron is the director. They created it, and they just wanted to create kind of just like a really fun, like well-observed working class sitcom, and so. I play this kind of grumpy neighbour, which is a real test for my range. But I play this neighbour that's kind of... is a bit like Gary's nemesis, I guess, in a way. Do you know what I mean? They're always sort of getting at each other. And one of the things that Tom likes about it is, like you, Rome, like I'm a massive Trainer fan, and they love just putting me in the ugliest gear possible. And, so I go in at the beginning of the series, and there's just like sandals and like just horrendous stuff, and I can hear them gathering outside to see me. Just like he's going to put them on now. He's going to put them on now. Just like they just love it. But this series, I was quite nervous about series 2 because I do think they've taken it like they've pushed it on a level. Like and the characters are, they've all got like all their stories are pushed on. But my character in particular, Stuart, is he's going through a really hard time of it. Like in the Christmas episode, we revealed that he's going through a divorce. Right. And then in this series, you kind of see the fallout from that. So it's me like playing it. I'm just like real rock bottom, like Snake's Belly time. Do you know what I mean? So I have to play it like that.
We've got a clip of you in action. Let's have a look at a Snake's Belly.
Is there something you want?
Yes. I am charging, but it's very much a charitable enterprise, okay? There you go.
Is this some sort of joke?
Now, see, this is a bad memory candle to help you let go of all of that anger you're carrying around in your tummy. See, as that candle melts away of an evening, so does your anxiety and so does your negativity. It's just like a little bit of ginger.
That is so great, and that one scene, right, encapsulates why it works for me, because on 1 minute you've got a character that is so heightened, your character is so like levelled, and it's absolutely perfect. The first time my brother saw that, right, he called me up and he goes, "Mark, have you seen that brilliant show that's on TV?" I said, "What's it called?" He goes, "King Gary." Yeah, that's right. That's why he liked it.
You've also got a podcast, though, with Tom. That, I'm not going to lie, is one of those where I'm on public transport and I'm listening to it. I do find myself laughing out loud in front of everyone.
Thanks, man.
I mean, all you have to do is listen to the first 20 minutes, which is just pure chat about hats, to kind of get to it.
You spin the wheel.
Oh, sorry. Let's take a look. Let's spin the wheel, please. There he goes. So you've also got a
Doesn't
podcast.
feel like the most authentic spin, that one. Got to be honest, it feels like this might be rigged.
It's
electronic
if you don't mind
wheel.
my saying, Roman. as well. Spin the wheel, please.
We spent a lot of money on that graphic.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
really
thanks,
good.
PowerPoint.
But the Wolf in Our podcast, it's kind of, I mean, how would you explain it? Because it doesn't really have a point to it.
No.
Kind of point that out, I guess.
No, because we started, Tom and I started doing at the beginning of the first lockdown, started doing these Insta Lives, and we're just having a chat. And people were like, we're just saying, oh, we really like them, can you keep doing them regularly? And then we said, let's do a podcast, because there's not enough of them. And and so we started messing around with a format, and then we started doing like a few, like we started recording some and going, this isn't right, this isn't right. And then Tom just said, why don't we just press record and like see what happens every week? And so that's what we started doing. We don't prep it at all. We just literally start recording, and then we see what we end up talking about. And that's how it is. And we do get emails in from people, and we kind of and address people's problems or what they want to talk about. But it's just kind of evolved from that, really. Like every week, I think, are we going to find enough to talk about? But we've managed to do like 40, 50 episodes now, and it's like it's such a fun thing. I think the other thing, the thing that a lot of people have said to us is like Tom's amazing. Like he's just like his improvisational mind is like incredible. So like he can take it anywhere. He's like super talented, and it's kind of I'm just kind of bouncing off that. But like a lot of the times, both Tom and I are quite self-deprecating and kind of honest about what we think about ourselves. So inadvertently, a lot of people have sort of got in touch with us to say, oh, it's really nice to hear blokes talking honestly about how pathetic they feel. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, sort of talking about body image and what you think about yourself and career issues and how you're getting on in your personal life and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a really fun podcast to do.
Is that where your picture for the podcast is you two as superheroes?
Yeah.
Romesh, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Lovely having you here. Tickets for Cynics mixtape are available now.
Yeah, and sorry we didn't actually get to talk about A League of Their Own, Rob and Romesh versus All the Misadventures of Romesh Ranganathan. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah.
I won't be coming back, but
Yeah. Now, we like to think that the Weekend Best Studio has become a safe haven for our guests, a palace of tranquility, somewhere just to share an embarrassing moment from their past in order to cleanse their soul of shame. So it's time now for our guests to confess to their deepest, darkest secrets in our free Sunday therapy session. Get it off your chest.
And after they've poured their hearts out, they can get it off their chest by throwing it into our Weekend Best chest, never to be mentioned again. Tom, you're first. Let's have a look. What we got?
What is this,
Right.
Tom?
Tell us about this.
Oh, well, right. I had an experience where I like to think of myself as a good person who does good deeds, and I was at Victoria Station at the top of the stairs going down to the underground, and there was a man there who was using crutches to get down the stairs, and he also had a bag with him, and obviously with crutches in both hands and a bag, it's difficult to get down the stairs. No one had offered to help, and I thought, this is disgusting, isn't it? What a terrible time we live in. So obviously I went over to help. You know, I'm thrilled. I thought, gosh, people are probably going to give me a Pride of Britain award for
You're finally going to be a butler.
Finally, I'm finally going to be my dream butler. And I went to lift the bag, but unfortunately the bag was so heavy that I couldn't like get it off the ground. And so I just sort of dragged it to the edge of the steps, and then I sort of lost control of the bag and it just sort of slid down the steps. So it basically looked like I, out of nowhere really, had just marched up to a man using crutches and for no real reason just thrown his bag down the stairs.
Love it.
I did what anybody would have done, and I ran off.
Love it.
Still waiting
in
for Carol Vorderman to give me the call about that Pride of Britain award.
Yeah. This is going in the chest. Oh, hang on.
No, yeah, there it goes. Don't just chuck
Oh,
it.
it is heavy. Be careful.
It's heavy.
Be careful, boys. Oh, I feel lighter already.
Ramesh, careful with them, Dad.
Tell us about these.
Where did you get them from,
well,
Mark?
as a representation of the story, I just want to be clear, I don't agree with that choice of pant.
Is that not your choice?
Not anymore, no. I go for something sort of a bit
Now you're big
snugger. Yeah, no, joking. What it is, basically, it's actually from my school days. I had a different size then, but
Yeah.
from my school days,
Working in the school?
No, this is like
fine,
as a
fine,
student.
making sure.
I had a massive crush on this girl. Like, I was obsessed with her for a really long time, and I'd never had any luck with her. I was like, you know, she just wasn't interested. And then we went on a school trip to France, and on the way back, we'd done the trip. I've been trying to talk to her the whole trip, nothing, like she just wasn't interested. And then we were getting the minibus back to the airport to go home. And our teacher said to us, make sure it's a long trip, there's going to be no stops, don't drink too much, like when you get on the bus. I was like, OK. So anyway, I had a bottle of like drink with me and I started chatting to this girl, and for the first time in my life, it started to go really well. I was cracking jokes and she was laughing, and I started like knocking my arm because I was being so funny. And I'd take a cocky swig from the drink. Like, oh man, I was smashing. It's incredible. And then as the journey went on, the urge to go to the toilet became absolutely unbearable. And I knew I couldn't say anything to the teachers because they specifically said don't drink too much. Yeah. Anyway, I carried on chatting because I thought I've just got to push this feeling down because I'm really having a great time here. And so I was chatting to the girl. Anyway, we get to the airport. It takes absolutely ages to get the luggage off. Like, you know, when you're in that situation, everything takes so much longer. Anyway, we get into the airport and I said, I've got to go to the toilet, and they were checking in and she said, yeah, you can go to the toilet. And then I run to the toilet and then as I put my hand on the door, my brain goes, you've made it. And then I wet myself at the door of the toilet. Like in front of everyone. Stand there with my hand on the door. And then I looked around, everyone saw it, and I just went inside. And then some of my friends had to go and get me a change of clothes from my suitcase. So then I just came out, I emerged from the toilets with a carrier bag. Completely new set of trousers and pants and stuff. It's horrible.
Apparently it's a syndrome, it's a key indoor syndrome or something it's called.
Is that right?
Like, I remember doing it. Like you think you're home. And then
Right. Okay.
Well, these have got to go in.
Oh,
no!
Hey, look, all of those things, they're in there now, and it's time to take a break, but stay right where you are, because in a few minutes, Bill Bailey is going to be virtually dropping by.
Yeah, and Team Kemp going to be taking on Romy Tommy on gangs. Another challenge to get their hands on some top quality Kemp merch. See you shortly.
And Romesh Ranganathan, or Romy Tommy on Gangs, as their team is called.
And now it's time to introduce our last guest. He's one of the finest stand-up comedians this country has to offer, and he's one of our favourite guests ever.
Whoa! Martin!
No, you two. I like you two as well.
Yeah.
He's our face.
Sat here, we've done the game, we made us pretend that we cared about your merch. And then Bill Bailey comes in on Zoom, and then it's all
like Bill's the great.
Do you know what?
Oh, listen, it's a joy to welcome.
Let me tell you something. Romy Tommy out. Romy Tommy out.
Yeah.
Romy Tommy on exit. How about that?
Romy Tommy, come and sit down.
No, see you later, mate.
Come on, Rob.
You're done.
Romy Tommy, come back.
Please.
Come back.
We actually need them. You can win the teapot.
Oh, go on then.
With a teapot.
Oh, actually, I
back
do need a
in.
teapot. Actually, sorry, I knocked over your pebbles. I'm sorry.
Did you really go for it with the old tangent?
Yeah. It's a joy to welcome back Bill Bailey.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Bill.
Sorry, did you say that you could win a teapot?
Yes. Well, Bill, we keep telling you to come in. Last time you were on the show, you were on Zoom. This time you're on Zoom. Next time you come in, you can have the chance to win a teapot.
Yeah.
I really like a teapot. I crave a teapot. I can't believe I've missed out on that opportunity.
Well, next time.
Home.
One opportunity you didn't miss out on, and it was so lovely to see. I know yourself and a lot of the other people that performed there. Latitude Festival last week.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it just looked incredible. I mean, how was it getting back out there in front of people once again?
Well, I mean, it's an amazing feeling, you know, like for any performer. It's just, you know, you crave a live audience, and in a way that perhaps a Zoom doesn't quite cut it, you know. And and the thing is that no, I mean, I'm not, you know, saying this isn't great. I'm just saying, you know, I mean, I love the graphics and all that, but you know, it's not quite the same thing.
Oh my God! How high up are we?
He's thinking the whole here, isn't he?
The pebbles.
Is it true you were worried that nobody was going to turn up?
Do you know what though? The thing is, right? I mean, I haven't done a gig in the UK in over a year, and it's a big. It was on the main stage at Latitude, and you know, it's a big open air sort of arena gig, really. And I was a bit worried that, well, perhaps no one will come, because, like, you know, in festivals, it's not like a ticketed thing where you're going to have to be there at a certain time. Yeah. You could just wander off and go and listen to some, you know, watch some dancers, or, you know, listen to a new band or something. And also, it was Sunday morning. It was 11:30 on Sunday morning. And I just thought, perhaps nobody will be up. You know, everyone was up watching the Chemical Brothers on Saturday night. Perhaps they're all going to be in their tents, hungover. And I'll go out there, there'll be like 4 security guards and, you know, a couple of sort of ravers still going for it, you know. And so I was a little bit concerned, you know, because, like, so I went out about sort of 11:15, and I could see a few people, and I thought, oh, okay, well, that's enough. At least there's going to be enough people to do a gig to. And so I went out there, and there was a huge crowd. It was like 30,000 people. And it occurred to me then, perhaps I should have done a little warm-up gig on Zoom before I did this. This gig, you know?
I mean, mate, look at there's so many people there. It must have been amazing.
It was amazing. It was overwhelming, really. And there was a huge amount of energy there. It was an incredible feeling there. That people felt this was the first time we'd really been out celebrating with other people. It was amazing.
Incredible.
But you're going from the muddy fields of a festival to the Royal Opera House, right? What's going on there?
Yes, that's right. Well, I mean, I've been allowed to perform at the Royal Opera House, you know, which is a great honour, and it's I'm doing a week of shows there, and it's not, in case anyone's thinking, there's been a terrible mix-up in the booking, you know, like you know, Placido Domingo's appearing at the Banana Cabaret in Balham, you know, but yes, it's a week of shows there. A show which I was performing in the West End before lockdown, Larks in Transit, and so this is an opportunity to sort of do a week's residency, and then we're going to film it at the end of it, film it for a future broadcast.
Oh, amazing. Listen, I was in a band called Spandau Ballet. You can imagine the people that come along to us by mistake.
Yeah.
That's right.
I know. Can you believe music fans turn up to their shows?
Honestly, we played the Sadler's Wells once when we first started. Yeah, the whole audience were people in bow ties and tuxedos. Bill, thank you so much for coming back on the show. Good luck with everything you're doing. You can see Bill in Summer Larks at the Royal Opera House from tomorrow night.
Let's hear it for Bill Bailey, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, mate. OK, Tom, Romesh, or should I say Romy Tommy on gang?
Yeah, that's us.
Time for our final game of the morning, which is silent disco. Right, let me explain how this works, OK? Dad, Tom, you guys are going to have a set of headphones each. You should have them there. The headphones will be playing the same song, and you'll be going head-to-head to act out what that song is via the power of mime. Romesh and I, we're going to have to guess what the song actually is, and whoever guesses it correctly first wins the point. Tom, Dad, headphones on, please. Right. And if you want to play along at home, make sure you look away, because it's going to come up on the screen. So... just going to be the first one to yell it out. OK, so
my trousers.
Let's do the time of the clock, and we'll have our first song now.
Eye of the Tiger?
Yes.
Oh, let's take a look. It is Eye of the Tiger. Well done, well done.
Tom!
OK.
You're good at this.
I want that teapot. I don't have a teapot in my house.
Come on. Scary Chicken Man.
Don't touch me. Don't touch my leg.
Chicken Man.
Don't touch me there.
Don't, what is
Don't hold
this?
me. Don't touch me.
Be more literal.
You can't touch this.
Yes!
Oh! MC Hammer.
I was like,
MC Hammer.
you can't touch.
Were you doing... was he being a hammer?
Yeah, he was going.
I was doing a hammer and everything.
Next one. Finger pointing, ring.
Marry me.
Ring.
Put a ring on it.
Single ladies.
You want it?
Single ladies. Single ladies. Yes! You gave me that.
I wasn't ready to do my Beyonce dancing. I was suddenly embarrassed.
You didn't come...
I like the idea. I like the idea.
Martin, can I just see what you were doing?
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at what he's... Look at that.
How would that have given you that?
Show them what you were doing. Show them what you were doing.
That's like the dance that she does.
Also, no
in a
wonder,
circle.
no wonder you and Mum don't wear wedding rings anymore. You're putting on your index finger, going, yeah, yeah.
I don't know where it goes.
Right, next song.
It's getting hot in here.
Yes!
Huh?
Oh, they want the teapot. Right. Come on, then.
You want a teapot with your own face on it?
We can't give away the teapot. We won't be here next season. OK, this is just...
Surprise. Shock.
Boxing, submerge.
Roller coaster. Love roller coaster.
Life is a roller coaster.
Yes! Cannot believe how good my mime just was. I did a whole reenactment.
No, do you know what?
A whole reenactment there.
I know.
I even stopped on the roller coaster for a photograph as I was going down the roller coaster.
Come on.
That was so good.
This is close here.
I had...
Oh, man.
Hold on, have we...
And right, that is the end of the game.
Oh, I'm exhausted, and I wore linen.
I'm gonna have to say the winner was Romy Tommy on game. That means you, in fact, take home the teapots.
Oh, let's go out and smash up a bus stop.
Oh, yeah. You're taking that home.
Well done.
Yeah.
That's your up for tonight. But if you missed any of the show or you just fancy watching us all over again, can catch up now on the ITV Hub.
Thanks so much to our guest, Tom Allen.
Romesh, Ranganathan.
Yes. And Bill Bailey. So great to have you here with us.
We're back next weekend with Nina Nesbitt, Corries, Alan Housel and Phil Tufnell.
Yes, thank you so much for spending your morning with us. We'll see you next week.
What a show.
It's the weekend.